Hi everyone, I am Manmad Krishna. Now today's topic is condition and cleanliness of food contact surfaces. In food industry, selection and designing of food contact surfaces will plays a prominent role in controlling physical hazards or in controlling environmental contamination of pathogen bacteria into the food. Yes, in recent times we have seen the rejections from USA due to inRTE foods, ready to eat foods, due to post lethality recontamination occurred in RTE foods, ready to eat foods. Maybe there may be the possibility of equipment design also will play a crucial role, and equipment condition also will play a crucial role to harvest the environmental pathogenic bacteria. Dear QA and QC technologists who are working in food industry, we all know the food contact surfaces. Yes, it's very simple. The food contact surfaces means SS 300 or above grade, 306 or 308 like that, or maybe the hard plastic are the suitable for the food contact surfaces. But friends, that is not only the criteria for the selection of food contact surfaces. There are lot of factors to be considered before selecting the food contact surfaces or food processing equipment. Now in this video we will discuss about list of food contact surfaces, the next one requirements for the selection of food contact surfaces, designing of the food contact surfaces, then what to monitor, how to monitor, then last step is equipments or food contact surfaces, the following things should be avoided. Now let us start the video. Now the list of food contact surfaces, what are those? Tables, utensils, freezing trays, workers' hands, these are all food contact surfaces. All utensils, either SS stainless steel or hard plastic, and crates, insulated tubs, primary packaging material also will come under food contact surfaces, and ice receptacles also will come under food contact surfaces, and shovels for putting the ice, and water also will come under the food contact surfaces. Gloves, workers' gloves also will come under the food contact surface. These are the list of food contact surfaces. So now the second step is the requirements for the selection of the food contact surfaces. Yes, you all knows the food contact surfaces should have the following qualities. The first one is it should be non-corrosive and it should be non-toxic. Yes, so it should not react with the material, it should not react with the food material, it should not leach the toxic element into the food. So the food contact surfaces should be non-toxic, non-corrosive or non-reactive, and it should not absorb the water, it should dry, it should not absorb the water, and the last one is the food contact surfaces should act like a inert. When we apply sanitizing agents, it should not react, it should act like a inert. So these are the major criteria for the requirement of the food contact materials. Then the designing of the food contact material, how it should be the designing? Designing of the food contact surfaces should be drain and not entrap soils, provide access for cleaning and inspection, withstand plant environment. Designing of the food contact surfaces should have less nut and bolts, should have easily washable, smooth, fabricated surfaces, because nut and bolts also should the minimum. And the food contact surfaces, if the large equipment, it can easily dismantle and wash properly and remove the slime. Equipment should avoid spaces, pockets, joints that can collect dirt, food, debris and water. These are difficult to clean and provide good environment for harmful microorganisms. And joints should be smoothly bonded. Equipment or the food contact surfaces joints should be smoothly bonded. There should not be any crevices, there should not be any rough surfaces, and weld with the smooth manner. Installing the food contact surfaces, adequate space should be provided, at least 1 meter space should be provided at passageway. Now the third step is what to monitor and how to monitor. Yes, in the food contact surfaces, what to monitor? The condition of the food contact surface. First we have to monitor the condition, and the second one is the cleanliness, the sanitation of the food contact surface, how they have sanitized the food contact surfaces. And the third one is what kind of chemicals, sanitizing agents they are applying to sanitize the food contact surfaces, at what concentration level also we have to monitor. Then the fourth one is where the gloves are primary packaging material they are storing, that is also comes under food contact surfaces. No, we have to include in our monitoring what to monitor list, because we people mostly ignoring where the gloves are keeping, whether it is a dust free or not, where the packaging material they are keeping, primary packaging material, LDPE, lead rodenticides polyethylene, HDPE, LLDPE, these are the primary or pouches, plastic pouches they are keeping, whether it is dust free or not, we have to monitor those things also. And how to monitor? Yes, visually we can monitor the food contact surfaces whether properly cleaned or not, and visually we can monitor the condition of the food contact surfaces, whether any damages are there, any crevices are there, any rough surfaces are there or not. And chemical concentration we can monitor by strip method. If chlorine residues are there in the food contact surfaces, by testing with the strip we can know the residual levels of the chemicals. And microbiological also, by collecting the swabbing of the food contact surfaces after cleaning, if we collect the swabbing we can verify the food contact surfaces properly cleaned or not. By it will ascertain that the swabbing procedure will ascertain that the cleaning procedure meet the specifications. And the last step is the things or equipments or food contact surfaces, the material should be avoided. Yes, wood. Yes, wood is the microbial contamination. Wood should not be in the food processing facility. And second one is the aluminum. Yes, aluminum also not advisable. Why? Because in wet processing industry or moist environment industry, food industry, aluminum is bit reactive. It will become corrosive. So once the aluminum becomes corrosive, unable to clean, unable to sanitize the food contact surfaces. Aluminum pans or aluminum trays, some of the facilities may be using, but aluminum is not the right choice for the food contact surfaces or freezing pans or freezing trays. Why? Because it is corrosive compared with stainless steel, because aluminum is advisable in dry processing industry, not in wet processing industry. Aluminum leaches the heavy metals into the food product also. So aluminum is not advisable. And galvanized iron, yes, freezing pans or freezing trays, maybe sometimes some establishments may use galvanized iron, that is also not advisable. Why? Because the galvanized iron also coated with zinc. So zinc is the heavy metal, so leaches of zinc also will occur into the food material. So these are the things to be avoided, not advisable in wet processing industry. That's all the video, and if you like my video, click the bell icon and comment on it. Thank you.